What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So the 2024 Tampa Pro Finals just wrapped up. So in 6th place, you had Sarhan. In 5th place, Lewis Breed. In 4th place, Vlad Sukaruchko. In 3rd place, Jordan Hutchinson. In 2nd place, Mo Fuda. And in 1st place, winning the show, John De La Rosa. So exactly as we predicted at prejudging. John wins, he's headed to the Olympia, and there's a new name added to that Olympia qualified competitor list. So let's talk about it. Let's look at the top 4 call-out from finals tonight. So, like I said in the prejudging video, I think that Mo looked softer here than he looked in Chicago. If we go through these poses here, as you watch this call-out, I would say the front double bicep you could give to Mo. I would say the front lat spread you could also give to Mo. And Mo's a pretty big guy, so I'd probably also give him the most muscular. With John, I think for the side poses, I would give him both side poses, the side chest and the side tricep. I think he's very dense in those poses, and those are very strong poses for him. He's very thick and dense throughout the chest, throughout the arms and shoulders. Those are really good poses for him, and I think he beats Mo in both of those. The back poses are another thing to look at, so when these guys turn around, look at Mo Fuda. And I think it's kind of reminiscent of what's going on with Big Ramy. Maybe not the same reason, because Ramy says his is nerve damage. But look how high Mo's lats are. Whether that's just where they're inserted or whether they were ever lower than that. I think the back shots for him, he loses both to John De La Rosa. And I will say, I did think John was a little bit softer here at finals than he was at prejudging, especially throughout the lower back, the glutes. But even so, I think his back is much more developed than Mo, and I think a part of it is because he doesn't have those high lat insertions like Mo does. It makes Mo's physique look a little bit awkward in those back poses, especially the back lat spread. It's kind of a weird shot for him, so I'd give both back poses to John, so that's 4 poses to Mo's 3. Then the abs and thighs, I would honestly give to John. Even though Mo has insane quads, I think what you noticed here was that they weren't really deeply separated. They were big, they were crazy, but they weren't deeply separated, and I think they were much more so at the Chicago show. And John actually doesn't have small quads. You can see those deep separations in his quads. I thought he had pretty good abdominal control. In the transitions a little bit, I felt like he was a little bit distended, but in the actual poses, I think he really controlled his midsection well. But overall, I think a deserved victory. Mo Fuda, like I said, very good here still, but just not the same as Chicago, a little bit off from where he was in Chicago. Jordan Hutchinson really impressed me with his condition here. Much sharper than Chicago, taking a top 3 spot, making this 4-man call-out. He was 5th in Chicago, so he moved up quite a bit to be in that conversation with Mo. Like I said at prejudging, in both call-outs, the initial first call-out of 6 guys, then the call-out of 4 guys, they moved Jordan into the center and Mo out to the side, which I think was pretty huge for Jordan. And Jordan did end up jumping ahead of Vlad Sukaruchko, who beat him in Chicago. And I think Vlad looked pretty comparable to how he looked in Chicago. He may have been a little bit sharper in Chicago, but I think it was more that Jordan looked that much better than he did in Chicago than it was a matter of Vlad being off necessarily. And I would say Vlad, in some of the poses, he hit some weird. Again, as you watch this comparison when they go through, I think the back poses in particular, he kind of does this thing when he hits the back lat spread, where he like leans forward and then leans back. I think he's got a weird way of hitting poses. In Mo too, I wanted to say that Mo's posing, I think, is something that's holding him back, as well as the back shots. And I think you can kind of see that contrast when you see Mo next to John, because John is very seasoned. He's been around for a while. And John presents his physique very well. I think he's a very good poser, and he's really good at showing his strengths. And like I said, you know, the front double bicep I would give to Mo. That's one of the, I would say, the weaker poses for John. As you guys probably notice, his biceps aren't super deeply defined. They're kind of cloudy in that pose. They're not super peaked. And then, of course, Mo's got these big, crazy peaked biceps. Great pose for Mo, not so great for John. And that's why I think this was a very, very close competition, I will say. I certainly thought John won after prejudging, but then watching the finals, I was looking at some of those front shots that Mo has, where he just looks really impressive next to John, and some of those poses really aren't that strong for John. And the front lat spread too, because John's a shorter guy, and Mo looks significantly taller. Mo shows off his taper a little bit better in that pose than John. And you see kind of the same issue with Nick Walker when he hits the front lat spread. It's just, so much muscle, a shorter frame. Front lat spread isn't the most flattering pose for either of those guys. But I was definitely watching the finals and looking at Mo in some of those front shots, like front double bicep, front lat spread, most muscular, and I was thinking, man, this is kind of close. But then when they turn to the side, they turn to the back. I'm looking at John. John's much more complete, much more proportional. Like I said, Mo's got a very unique structure, and he's got some, I think, structural issues that kind of take away from his proportion. But like I said, big win for John. He was second in Tampa last year. And I would like to see him come in a lot tighter for the Olympia. I do think he could come in a lot sharper than he was here, but very impressive package overall. Glad to see him back. And again, it tracks with the updates that we saw of him going into this show. He was looking really impressive in some of the updates that him and his coach, Patrick Tour, were posting. I also wanted to talk about the winner of Classic Physique, Justin Batterina. This guy really impressed me with his victory at the Tampa Pro Classic Physique division. He kind of reminds me of a smaller Chris Bumstead, and I say that if you look particularly at poses like the front lat spread, just the crazy width of this guy's lats in the front shots in particular that make his taper look so crazy. I was really impressed. This guy's got a ton of potential, and I was really happy to see him win. Let me know if you guys agree with that in the comments down below. I was watching him pose, and I see like a smaller version of Chris Bumstead in some of those poses. He has like that same crazy width that Chris has to the lats, and he's just a really, really good physique. His posing routine was great. I'm excited to see what this guy does at the Olympia. This was a pretty impressive Classic Physique competitor, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the results of Men's Open Bodybuilding. What do you think about the Classic Physique winner, Justin Batterina? And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon so you don't miss an upload. And I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.